Hello Gemini, welcome to your November reading. I've been shuffling these cards like crazy, so I'm going to do a couple more shuffles and then we're going to get straight into your November reading. Let's see what's happening for Gemini in the month of November. My throat is so dry. I just literally did Libra's reading and let's just say throat issues and trigger city. Yay for Libras! Let's see what's happening for Gemini in the month of November. So, Gemini, let me try and get these in a place where you can see them. Excuse me, are you going to be trigger city too? So, when it comes to the month of November, Gemini, we have your overall energy, which is the Nine of Cups. So it's almost like you are trying to manifest a lot of stuff this month. It's almost like you are wishing for something to happen, or I'm going to be honest. And I swear to God, November has been a card full of like curtains. You can see curtain. So I'm really drawn to the curtains, and it's almost like what you're wishing for. I'm going to be blatantly honest. It's almost like what you're wishing for isn't coming with the best intention. It's like you haven't really thought about it, or what you're wishing is not authentic or something along the lines of, like, the curtain is blue and blue is connected to the throat chakra, so it's almost like maybe you're not really being authentic in this situation that you're trying to manifest. I mean, he's sitting there and he looks kind of like happy, I guess, but he doesn't look overly pleased with himself, so it's almost like And are you trying to distract people by lifting your skirt up? And I'm not saying this generally just for women. There's no gender specific in my readings, but it's almost like he's lifting his skirt up to show a little bit of leg. So who are you distracting? Excuse me, Gemini. Who are you trying to distract with? I don't know, maybe your body. You're trying to like show yourself off a little bit, like who? It just feels like a big distraction, and it's like you're distracting someone because whatever's behind this curtain is something that you don't really want people to find out. And I think what it could be is something to do along the lines of your truth, because blue is connected to the throat. The throat is usually how we communicate, and if we're not communicating authentically, we could, you know, potentially hide things, or, you know, try and distract people from the truth, or whatever it is. So it seems like in the month of November, it's like you're trying to manifest something, but it's almost like you're being quite secretive about what it is that you're trying to excuse me, so sorry, Gemini. It's almost like you're being quite secretive about what it is that you're trying to manifest, and it almost just feels like you're trying to put on like this distraction, because I'm really drawn to the fact that he's like lifting his skirt up to, I mean, skirt, robe, whatever that is. It's like he's lifting it up to try and like distract someone in some way. It's almost like, no, don't look behind the curtain, just look at what I'm trying to show you here, like you're trying to seduce someone or something. It's like, no, not behind the curtain, what you need is right here in front of you. We don't need to look behind there, there's nothing behind there for you. So it's almost like, yeah, you're wishing maybe you're wishing for someone that might be already taken, or maybe you're trying to wish for a job that somebody else is going for, and you're just, you know, you're kind of like nudging them out the way or something. So it's almost like what it is that you're wishing for is almost like quite secretive. So it doesn't feel like you're wishing from, some of you could be wishing from a good place, you know, like with good intention and from an authentic place. But it feels like with that curtain standing out there more than anything in the card, that maybe what you are trying to wish for is not an authentic expression of you, and that it could be that you are trying to distract someone away from what's really happening. But, you know, on the other side, it's a general reading, so I'm going to try and cater for everybody. You know, you are in a place where you're looking for new things. When I say wish, you know, make sure that you are coming from a clear and good intention. So what you do manifest won't slap you in the face. But if you are the person that's trying to manifest or wish for something that isn't authentic or secretive or doesn't have a good intention, then prepare to be slapped in your face at some point by something, because karma happens, people. It's a thing. It's a law. It's a law that we have no control over. I mean, we do have control over if we like, you know, if we work from a good place. But if you're out here trying to like ruin people's lives and stuff, then yeah, then no, that's not going to go well for you. When it comes to like your work and your finance and stuff, it's almost like, again, with the curtain. So it's almost like, yeah, okay, like you might be in a job where you are hiding, like there seems to be like a malfunction around the truth. When it comes to, so it could be that this could be work related, because it seems to be like there's just like this malfunction around the truth, like someone isn't being truthful or someone's being secretive, because this card here is connected to like the moon. She has the moon by her feet, she has the moon crown on, and then she's sitting there, you know, in her purple gown, which talks about spirituality, and the green, which is heart connected to the heart chakra. And then we have that big old curtain that is obviously hiding something, so people can't see it. So it's almost like, what is it that you're hiding behind that curtain? It almost feels like there's something that's not being brought to the surface, or maybe you're not trying to see what's behind the curtain. Maybe it's time that you need to pull that curtain back to figure out what the fuck is going on behind there. If you are in work and you feel like people are being a little bit secretive and a little bit like, okay, what the fuck is happening, then maybe it's time to, you know, to start investigating, or to speak up and say, you know, what's happening, something don't feel right. Because this, you know, the high priestess, she is the higher, you know, she's a spiritual person, so she knows that something's already not right. She knows that because she can see above and beyond what the physical eyes can. So she already knows that something's not right. And chances are she already knows that whether it's you or whether it's someone else, chances are you or that person already knows what's going on behind the scenes anyway. So at some point shit's going to hit the fan, you know. But, you know, trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you that something's not quite right, you can trust that. And the fact that it's to do with work, maybe you are having a lot of work issues at the moment. Maybe work-wise you're dealing with a lot of shady people. Maybe you're a shady person, who knows? Like, it's a general reading, it could cater to everybody that's a Gemini. So, I want to say as well that if you are in a situation where it seems like you are being deceived, or like you feel like something is a little bit off, like just trust your intuition, and instead of like indulging in drama, just pull yourself back and look at it from a higher perspective. Because when you're like slap bang in the middle of something, you can't always see what's actually happening. So the high priestess could actually be saying to you, look, take a step back and really look at what's happening, and then when you can see fully what's happening, then come back and say something or do something about it. Because there's no point in being in the midst of darkness and trying to fight your way out, because you can't see anything. So take yourself back, look at it from a different perspective, and then come back and see how you feel, and then take it from there. Finance-wise, I mean, I feel like you're doing okay. I don't feel like you're going above, and I don't feel like you're below. So it's almost like you just got kind of like a good balance, like you're ticking over financially. You know, maybe you're trying to go for a promotion or something, or maybe someone's in the way of you succeeding further, or maybe you're just in the way of yourself because you're not willing to see what the truth is. It could be a lot of things, general reading, but let's move on from that anyway. When it comes to like your thought process and the way you're communicating, it's almost like with the Three of Pentacles, to me, this card is like, you can see that this person's been working hard, and you can see that people are starting to see what this person's doing. So it's almost like you're being noticed for the work that you're doing. but you're not communicating with anyone. So it's almost like you've, this feels very work-based. So it's almost like you're not a member of a team. You're all about you. So if you are in a work situation where like you've kind of taken yourself out and now you're just working for yourself almost, and you're not a part of the team anymore, people are starting to look at you as if to say, well, what is this guy doing? You know, it's meant to be a we, it's not meant to be an I. It's like teamwork, you know. So it could be that, you know, when you're trying to communicate, you're not really communicating because you're too busy trying to work on your own and get your own shit done, which is great in a greater scale of things because, you know, you want to put yourself first. But at the same time, if you are working amongst a group of people and it is a team, then you need to be a part of that team. And you can't just like, I mean, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying that in general, like to take yourself out of that team and start working on something totally different is almost like, well, what are you doing, you know? But whatever it is that you're doing, communicating, not communicating, going off on your own and doing your own work or whatever it is, you're going to be noticed, whether you're noticed because of your work or whether you're noticed because you're not bringing yourself into the team. Whichever way it is, you're being noticed. And I guess if that's what you want, that's great. So, you know, you can continue working on your own or you can join the team. That's totally your choice. You know, do what you got to do. You're you, whatever, you know. Moving on to your plan of action. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, and this usually represents self-employment, financial stability. So it could be that maybe it is time for you, Gemini, to start looking down more. If the teamwork is not working for you, maybe it is time for you to start working on your own. So maybe if you have a business plan, maybe now's a great time to put that business plan into action, no matter how small it is. You don't have to go, oh, okay, I need like £500 million to start a business. You can start with what you've got. And if that, you know, say like for a tarot reader, all you need is something to record on, and something to upload your videos on and stuff like that. So you can start with the basic of the basic. You don't need to have like the best of everything to start a business. You start where you're at and that's how you grow. So if you are in the mindset of trying to start a new business, then start with what you've got. And I think the point of her showing up today is to just actually start the process, not so much because, you know, when you're doing what you actually want and what you love, finance and stuff like that will come automatically because you're being authentic. The vibration is a very clean vibration, so there's nothing getting in the way. So if you are having a lot of work issues, Gemini, and you're not fitting in with the team, maybe it is time for you to go off on your own and start your own business, because if you can't work together as a team, then maybe it is time that you do find a job where you're working on your own. Or if you do, like I say, have a business plan, maybe it's time to start putting those business plans into action and start making them work. When it comes to your emotions and your relationships, we have the Lovers, which is your card of the deck. So it could be that you've got a lot of choices to make when it comes to, you know, your emotions, like your connections. Are you connecting with the right people? Are these people matching what it is that you want in relationships? You've got to ask yourself, what is it that you want? When you look at the Lovers card, you have the guy here that has a tree that has flames on it. And then when you look at the lady, you have a woman that has a very fruitful tree. She has fruit, she has leaves, you know, the tree is very well nourished. So it's almost like, do you want soul food or do you just want like whatever's left, you know? Do you want to be nourished by your soul, you know, like by your soul, or are you looking for more passionate, surface-based relationships? So you're not looking to get intense with people and connect? So you're trying to keep it surface-based? Or are you looking for something a bit more stable and you're tired of the passion and the fast-pacedness of relationships. And it doesn't just have to be partners, it can be families, friends, work. For you guys, it seems like this is quite a work-based thing. So it could be that your relationships this month of November could be you making a lot of choices. Are the people that you're surrounded by, do you love them? Is it love? Do they support you? Do you support them? Because it is a two-way street, Gemini. Let's get that out there. It's a two-way street. It can't just be like, this is what you want, but then what they want you can't fulfill. It's a two-way street. It's not just like well, I want this, but then what about the other person? They have needs too. So you have to really think about your connections this month. If this is a partner, I can see that with the dark clouds here that you're having a lot of doubt. Like this black cloud here feels like doubt to me. Can you see that? Sorry, I know this shines a lot. So you can see that clouds there right in the middle of them both. It's almost like you're having a lot of doubt around this situation, or just relationships in general. I think it's time, Gemini, for you guys to really figure out what it is that you want to do when it comes to your relationships. Whether it's family, whether it's your friends, whether it's a partner, whatever it is, there's a lot of choices for you to be making this month, in the month of November. You know, and when you make these choices, you do have the Lovers card here. This is your card. So it does mean that, you know, there are going to be connections, but you just need to figure out which connections are more for you, you know, which serve you, and, you know, the ones that don't serve you anymore, it's time to get rid of those and make space for people that will bring you that nourishment, you know, because any relationship really should bring you nourishment. And this is, like I say, it's a two-way street. They bring you nourishment, you nourish them. It's like, you know. When it comes to emotions, though, I feel like your head is clouding your heart at the moment. So it's almost like you're trying to be in your head, and you're trying to apply like, well, how can I do this? How can I do that? But what you're totally missing, Gemini, is the fact that when it comes to love and your emotions, there is no logic. You cannot apply logic to how you feel and your emotions. There is no logical answer to something like your emotions and your soul. It's all infinite. It's like, it's infinite energy. You can't control that with a thought process. I mean, you can try, but all that's going to happen is a year down the line, you're just going to explode like a volcano. But, you know, that's your choice to make. I mean, we do have a mountain here anyway. Will that mountain explode? Will it turn into a volcano? That's your choice. But you can't apply logic to the illogical, if that makes any sense. Anyway, Gemini, I feel like for the month of November, there seems to be like a lot of work issues. There seems to be a lot of hidden stuff around the energy for you guys in November. I will say, if you are having work issues, again, I'm going to repeat, if you can't work in a team, maybe it's time for you to go off and find a job that you can work on your own. Or if you do have any business plans, to get those business plans rolling. Your relationships, it's time to make choices. So I hope that resonates with you, Gemini. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.